Hi, today we're going to be talking about fractions and the one. So our math message today is actually two problems. One, if the triangle below is 1/3, then what is the whole, the one? So what you would do in your SMJ is go ahead and draw what that picture would look like. So if I only had 1/3, that means I would have two more of those triangles. So if we go ahead and connect the dots there's one. And here's two. So my whole would be what? A trapezoid. Number two, if 1/4 of Mrs. Chen's class is 8 students, then how many students does she have all together? So 1/4 of 8 is what you need to think about. 1/4 of 8. We've done several of those problems. So if we do 8 divided by 4 times 1, we get 2. So that's 2 students is 1/4. If we want all of the students, actually that's incorrect. 8 students is 1/4. So if we took 8 students and then another fourth would be another 8 students, and another fourth would be another 8 students, and another fourth would be another 8 students. So basically we're going to take 4 times 8, which would give us 32 students. So if we are going to be using pattern blocks to find the one, I've got a picture here of the pattern blocks just to remind you what shapes we have. So if we look at the problem in red, if the triangle is 1/2, then what is the one? So that would mean that we had 2 triangles, and 2 triangles would make a rhombus, correct? So there's my one triangle, and here's my second triangle, which would make a rhombus. Okay, if we look at the problem in green, if the trapezoid is 3/4, then what is the one? Trapezoid is 3/4. So that means we would add another triangle on that trapezoid, right? What shape would that be? Here's our trapezoid. That's a really sad trapezoid. Sorry about that. But that trapezoid would make up 3 triangles, right? If that's 3 out of 4, we would want one more triangle on there. It's a really bad picture. But that would be our whole. Okay? If the hexagon is 2/3, then what is the one? So 2/3. So 2 parts out of 3. It would be a hexagon and a trapezoid, correct? So what if we were to use counters to find the one? So let's say those 3 circles are half. What would be my whole? Well, my whole would be 6 circles, right? Because if 3 of them were half, 6 of them would be a whole. If 2 of them were 1/4, so 1 part out of 4, so this is 1/4, this would be 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4 or 1 whole. So 8 of those would be a whole in that scenario. If we look at the bottom, we have 4 counters. And let's say that those are 2/5. So how many would be 5/5 or 1 whole? So if we think of it this way, 1/5 would be how many of those? And then we could continually add 1/5 until we got to 5/5. Or we could do another 2/5, which would give us 8. And then what's going to make our 5/5? See if you can figure that one out. Go ahead and put that in your notes. Okay, so in this lesson, the object of the lesson anyway that we were supposed to figure out is how do we come up with the 1? We used pattern blocks to find the 1 or the whole, and a lot of times that's just using the pattern blocks and trading them, seeing what fraction we get with, you know, half of them or 3/4 of them, and then coming up with that other fourth. We use counters to find the 1 or the whole. And these are going to be some things that you'll play around with in class and just try to get the hang of. I know it might sound a little confusing at first, but it will take some practice, so don't give up. You need to try it out first. And as always, if you have any questions, write them down in your notes or put them in your notes online, and I'll try to take a look at them. Thank you for watching.